Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everybody. Welcome back to your pre-market watch list. Today we're probably going to be running over NIO and Tesla for the most part. Maybe we'll touch on this stock TAOP because it's had a big jump this morning, so I'm sure a couple people might be interested in that stock. And really, that's the only thing that I've been watching this morning. Seems like the market's starting to move a little bit slower, a little more, little less volatility, shall we say, from our GameStop days. So overall, things seem to be getting a little slower in the market. We're finally shifting into that summer period. This is when things typically start to get a little bit slower in the market. So with that being said, let's get into this watch list. Before we get started, I want to link these charts. So I'm going to make it this green. And we'll start here with NIO. If you guys remember from yesterday, I think we talked a little bit about this being a double bottom. And then if it is successfully a double bottom, the first target up was going to be that 38.50. If you guys remember that, 38.50 was the first target that we were mentioning. If we do a double bottom, we should reach. So we went up to this 1380s, 1350s price. Our next target up, if this is a true double bottom, is going to be $43.21. Just straightforward, $43.21 is the next target up for NIO if in the event this is truly a successful double bottom move. Okay? So let's go take a look at the daily chart. I'll show you why that 38.50 was the target. So you can see on the daily chart we have this trend line. This trend line goes up, 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 comes into play right at about 38.50. So when we're looking at the trading day, intraday, we would say, okay, we're down here. True double bottom, the 38.50 is up here. So we're going to target back to that long-term trend. Again, this is a 1 year, 1 day chart trend line, okay? So the stock was trading back up to its 1 year day trend. So you can almost think of it like NIO was down below its long-term 1 year trend. So as we're below that point, people were buying, trying to get us to reverse back to that trend, and then maybe even the next trend above, which is at 43. Okay. All right, awesome. So the next thing that we're looking for today on NIO, ideally, is if NIO can hold over this price point right here, this 40, like basically this little channel here, if it can hold over this, then we can suggest that this market's going to move up higher in the immediate, okay? If not, and it starts to roll back under, we're going to have sort of a short move and probably a dip on the day that tries to get bought up later, I would assume, okay? So, going over to Tesla, Tesla is a little bit different because Tesla has already kind of broken, its resistance, somewhat largely. You can see we have broken through trend here. So trend support is now 635.97. And the only way you're going to see that support come into play is if in the event the actual market on Tesla sells off and the market brings it down too. So if the market on Tesla sells down today and you see the prices come down towards 636, you should look to be long around the 636 price for the time being, and or off the 9 moving average too. So wherever the daily chart 9 moving average comes into play, look for that as a first potential long zone, and then if that breaks, then you're going to go down to 636, which is your long-term yearly trend, okay? So it was resistance. Excuse me, it was a 4-hour trend, all right? So you can see here, 4-hour trend Tesla, and at 636, we broke over that. We broke over the 9-day moving average, which is this little blue line. So again, we have broken through trend and through 9-day moving average. If in the event Tesla sells down today, you can look for a dip long off the 9 moving average, which is around the price of 641 right now. But by the time the market opens, that should increase probably up to like 643, 644. And then you'll follow down to your 636 price or so, okay? Next thing we'll talk about here is TAOP. So TAOP was a stock this morning, got some news, ends up jumping all the way up. We already did some short trading on it. Didn't trade it as good as I would have liked to. I mean, it's still dropping. I should have left some on. So either way, I didn't trade this as successfully as I should have. But ideally, we took a small starter short position right here on these candles and up here. Got squeezed, and added more short into our stronger resistance level. So this was here our first short level. This was our better short level. So I'll show you what I mean. So looking at a 180-day chart, it's actually a little off. We're going to start here with the daily chart. So starting with the daily chart, see this blue line? Watch where this line ends up showing up on this side of the screen. Okay, ready? So this was our first short level. Okay. We're going to change this to a 4-hour time frame and then look at the screen on the left, and I'll show you where our next short level was at. Okay. So as soon as the price of TAOP got up to here at 1377 and into the prices of 1437 and slightly above, those were two short levels that we're looking at. So pretty much anything from and in between this red level and above was our short level, where we knew there was a good chance the market was trying to get sold into. Why? Chart on the right, price goes up, blah, blah, blah. We just jumped all the way back up into long-term trending resistance zones, which also match up with the previous high over here. You can see these candles on TAOP match up with the high of this candle. We weren't really trading off this resistance, we were trading off the trend resistance, which comes into play from 1382 up to 1443. And if I would have done my job more and held this through and get this breakdown, you know, this is where the market's probably going to fade out, and that would have been a killer win. So anyways, a little salty about that, but all good. So those are really the three main things we're watching today. But before I go, I want to run you guys through the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ really quickly. So I just want to make something pretty simple and clear for everyone. When we're looking at this time frame over here on the right, you see, well, let's go to a daily chart. So you see the daily chart here, or actually, excuse me, that's a lie. It's the 4-hour. This 4-hour chart. So pretty much, I'm not bearish the market and haven't been bearish. So let me rephrase that. Have not been bearish the market since the market got down to here. Once the market got to here, we've been bullish the market the whole time. This is where we told, doesn't matter what we said. This is where we anticipated the bottom of the market was going to be. All right. So now the market has bounced. So what you're looking for here on the NASDAQ now is a bull flag. So you've come from the oversold location, you've put in your bottom, you've put in your leg up. Now you're channeling back down. You're bouncing off support. Okay, this is trending support. Market came down into the bottom. Bounce. Pulls back. Holds. Trend support. Creates flag. Market looking to move up. Target back to 329. 4% increase in the market back into this price. But let me check the daily chart too, because there's probably a level before that. No, I mean, really that's kind of the target back up to probably like 329, the NASDAQ, unless market falls apart. But if market stays bullish, remains bullish, bull flag works, we should see like 329. Okay, and then before we see 329, we're probably going to push up to, I mean, obviously, if we're going to go to 329, we're going to see prices of 319. But you can see we have this little dotted trend in at 319. So there's a good chance you would see, at some point, one of the days, market try to trend up to that 319, maybe hesitate for a day, and then try to go long. So for now, NASDAQ back to 319, and then bull flag successfully breaks out. You'll see 329. Now we'll take a look at the S&P. I've been really mentioning price targets of, I think, like 400 for quite some time on the market. Candles actually went all the way up to 403 and up to 399 the other day, like ghost wick candles. So the price action never really traded there, but there were prices of shares executed at those prices. So someone bought and someone sold in the 403s and the 399. So theoretically, the S&P 500 has traded, or the SPY ETF has traded at prices, or really has executed at prices of 400 in the market, but hasn't really traded much price action up there. So that being said, right now, SPY target still back to that 396 target in the middle, and then I think our targets are now probably above 400, maybe still just at, yeah, so targets are at now 483. So next time we see the market break over the all-time high, we'll probably push up to about 488 for right now. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.